Y'all, maybe I was just tired from the fiasco that was my air travels the day before, but this movie was just no, no. To refresh my memory about the previous movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I went back and listened to the review right before I started filming this, and I do remember that I had a more enjoyable viewing experience with Ghostbusters Afterlife than I did with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This movie was just a slog to get through. I didn't enjoy much of anything about it. I kept falling asleep. Granted, I am sleep deprived right now because it was a long ass day yesterday and what a mess all of that was on my way getting back home. But I think if this movie had been better in quality, it would have held my attention and I wouldn't have started going to sleep. I'm glad I brought coffee with me. That helped wake me up. So I don't know, you guys. I just, at the opening hook that I led my last review with was something along the lines of, these were no Tony Todd cameos, in reference to the ridiculous Candyman movie from 2021. And once again, the cameos here were pretty significant. It wasn't something that just lasted for a few moments and that was it. I feel like the cameos in this movie were more extensive or lasted longer than they did in Ghostbusters Afterlife. So if you're primarily interested in going for the original cast, you'll probably be happy about that. But if you're going hoping for a satisfying story, a cohesive story, something that's entertaining, you might be a bit disappointed. I did not expect that I would be in love with this film, just like I remember that I enjoyed the other one, but I just wasn't super in love with it, and that's mostly because I'm not super in love with the Ghostbusters. It's okay. I'm just not a huge fan. So I don't expect to be blown away by these movies, but, and specifically this one, I did at least expect to be entertained, and it just wasn't happening. So many of the things in here that occurred, like the humor wasn't working. I mentioned in the previous review for Afterlife that Podcast was really funny, and he wasn't so funny in this one. And Paul Rudd's humor wasn't so funny, and none of the humor really was so funny. There was a new cast member. Oh gosh, I don't know his name, but you guys know who he is. He played in Eternals. He got super buff. Gosh, his name escapes me. His humor was, I mean, it was, some of his lines were a little, you know, but there was nothing in here that was like, that's really funny. That's cute. It's just, no, the situations in order to move the plot along to get to a specific point felt pretty contrived, especially a pivotal moment. There is a pivotal moment in here where in order for the baddie to do what he needs to do, one of the characters has to enter like this ghost world, and that person is manipulated into doing that by another ghost that they've grown fond of. Just the chances that this storyline would have proceeded normally in that manner, like that the ghost would even know to entice this person to enter the ghost world, or that it would even be possible for this other character to enter the ghost world. But see, this had to happen in order for the baddie to take control and do what he wanted. And so that was super eyeball rolling. That moment was just, that did not work for me. Then there's a character who is discovered, they have these powers, and after a moment of practicing or a little bit of practicing, all of a sudden these powers can be used perfectly in the way that they need to be. That didn't work for me. It just, the storyline just felt so bland, and this movie felt so blah, and I was so ready for it to be over with. I do consider this to have been a waste of my time. I did give it 2 stars out of 5. That's probably generous. I don't know if it's just I'm in a mood or what, but I was not a fan of this movie at all. The best part about it was the Ghostbusters song at the end. There is a mid-credit scene. I did not stick around all the way to the very, very end credits to see if there was something else. And the previous movie, there was a mid-credit scene and something at the very, very end. But this time, after the mid-credit scene, all the lights came on, and I decided, well, there's probably nothing at the end. And then I also was thinking, well, even if there is, I don't give a crap. I don't care. This was a waste of my time. I was not happy with this movie, and I don't have much more to say about it, honestly, beyond that. It's just, this is beyond me not being into Ghostbusters. This is me being annoyed that this film didn't at least prove to be entertaining. The characters, characters that I was attached to in the previous film, like, I didn't care about anymore. I didn't care about the little girl. I didn't care about her brother. I didn't care about her mother. I didn't really care about Paul. I didn't care about any of them. I didn't care. Because it was just so flat, and it was so dull, and it was so, the situations that happened were just ridiculous, and the humor just wasn't there, and I just couldn't find it in myself to even give a darn what happened. Even though I knew nothing bad was going to happen because, it's a Ghostbusters movie, but still, I felt more invested in the characters in the previous movie. That was more enjoyable. This one, nope. If you can't tell by now, I didn't like it. And I don't have much more to say, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. This is a very short review. If you can't tell, I'm annoyed. So yeah, may as well just go ahead and quit talking. All right, you guys, honestly, I don't have anything else. So I'm wrapping this one up, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.